So, imagine this. So I want to have two resonators here. Now, the only thing I see being an issue, well, other than a lot of things, I'm going to have to cut this back. I'm going to have to use as very little of this as possible so that I have enough room to sweep in with a 90 or whatever and come over here to this. Okay, so that looks so much more better now. It doesn't have all that, you know, extra piping, all that nasty weld. So this is the thought that I'm going with. I'm gonna go ahead and weld these two together, and then we'll figure out how the piping is gonna run out that way when the time comes. Yeah, we'll figure that out though. For right now though, we're gonna do it this way. Hell, we may even relocate this to where it just the tips just come out the end of this thing, or at least just about. So, but first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna weld these two up. So let's do that. Oh, guys, it's cold outside. Like the GoPro is struggling right now, really badly. Liquid temp. Yeah, there we go. 2, -3. That's cold. So I'm actually kind of assembling this inside my kitchen because it's just really cold outside. There's a lot of snow out there, and you're just gonna take my word for it. So this is what I got going on here. So I have this was a 90. I have chopped it up to be somewhat similar to what I have down there, and then we have this piece of pipe that will go right here, and it's gonna go onto there. Basically, it's gonna kind of, you know, bridge the gap there. So what I have to do is I actually have to get that cleaned out and that side right there so that it, you know, bolts up, you know, goes up in there, you know, that whole thing. But I don't have a hole saw that would do that. I wish I did. It would make it so much easier. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about doing it. What's up, kitty cat? So as you can see, I've actually traced out the size of the pipe that's going to be going through here. This doesn't work all the time. It didn't work on the other one, as you could see, where I patched some stuff on there. So I'm hoping that this works this time. I'm hoping. But in order to really successfully do it, you're going to need yourself an angle grinder, and for protection, a face shield, because I don't want none of that blade in my face. So what we're gonna do is okay, so the next thing I actually need to do is to get y'all a good view of that. So as you can see, I have it actually drawn out the hole that I need based on the piece of pipe that will go up to it. So what I'm going to use, again, is trusty old cutoff wheel. And I'm just going to sit there and make little chops in it. And yeah, it takes a bit of time. So you got to kind of be good with one of these things, or you get the right tools. I did not get the right tools. But honestly, that shape that I need, this shape right here, I mean, I could really only cut out some of it with the hole saw. I can't get that exact perfect shape with just, you know, a hole saw. So I would have had to have come in here and chopped this up anyways. So Get this thing situated. And there we go. We have a hole now. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of here. It's not a bad little hole. It's not the exact size I need. What's up? Hey, you got you a cub basket. How the heck did you come about that? You're on the camera.
I was in the middle of the road. Stopped and picked it up.
Yeah, nice. I mean, that's worth it.
Trick something, put it in.
Yeah, it was something, put it in. Yeah, check it out. Made a hole. I had to do with the granite style. I was like, you know, how am I going to get a hole out? Because, I mean, I can't do that with a hole saw anyways. I mean, I could get some of it done, but not all of it. So, got that taken care of.
Nice.
What we're looking at here now is the finished after all the trimming. So, this piece is actually different. I don't know if I filmed it or not at this point, because it's actually been a few days, because it has been freaking cold. You saw where I showed you it was like 2 degrees. It just got colder and colder and colder, and then it snowed more and more and more. Yeah, here, hold on. Yeah, see? Snow every freaking where. So, and I also, note to self, always cut the tank off. I left my other tank, you'll notice that that's actually a bigger tank, size 3. I left the size 2 on, and I thought that this would prevent it from leaking out. No, it leaked right on out. And now I had to wait, get some more fluid, or more gas, I should say. And yeah, now you've seen me cut out this, and you've seen me trim. I'm not sure if you saw me trim this one or not, but maybe I showed it. I'm not exactly sure. But if I did, then you won't be seeing any of this anyways. But, so what we're going to do is, as you can see, this goes together. It's roughly about like that right there. There are some gaps. You know, it's to be expected. This is like my first one, so you know, I might be able to take away some of those gaps as I work with it here, but just holding it together with one hand, there was some gaps. So first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and weld this in place, and then I will weld this on, go ahead and get all of that up in there, and then I'll start working on going around all of this right here. So not doing too bad. See, look at these welds, they're getting so much better compared to, I don't have one out here, but yeah, there we go. Look at those. Compare those to these. Those look so much better. So I've gotten all of this pretty much. I hope there's nothing up in there. I don't see it. Everything looks good. Gotta hammer that down, kind of make it meet up with that a little bit better. That one's meeting up a lot better than I expected it to. And then on this side right here, if I hammer that down, it should meet up with it as well. So I'll probably weld right along there and then hammer that down. So that's the plan. It looks like it's coming together pretty good. It looks a lot better than the prototype. What we need to do is, on this here vise, oh, I couldn't get that out for a second. See, we're just kind of closing it up. It's much more closer to it right there. We're not trying to get it, you know, all the way up to it. This just ain't gonna happen. Yeah. So, as you can see, it's much closer. It's still gonna have some gap to it. It's just the way it's gonna be. But now we're gonna go ahead and finish welding her up, and hopefully, I know it fits. And then still gotta figure out the ends here, but it's not gonna be that bad. But I think I need to put a thicker jacket on though, because it is freaking cold out here. So Michael's sitting here trying to fill in that gap there. That's
About finding another hole onto it.
yeah, you know. It's crazy. I like got my head away from it, and I can actually sit here and watch the auto darkening do its thing from here. It's pretty dang cool. But basically, Mike has got to sit there and fill in all that stuff. So he's gonna sit there and work on that for a little bit. And I'm gonna sit here and freeze. Oh, he's freezing too, but we're working on that. We're gonna insulate all this right here. And we're gonna put in a big old 240 volt heater that's gonna sit over there. It's a 50,000 BTU heater. So yeah, it's gonna be, the main thing is the insulation. Once we insulate it, it'll actually retain the heat and it won't be so cold. So that's what we gotta do. We just gotta do it. So he's gonna continue welding and show you what it looks like when we get done. Okay, so oh, that camera has barely any battery life. It's been cold. It's so cold. Sorry, this video is taking like I don't know, like a week. I feel like maybe longer, but we are making progress. I promise you. So what I'm gonna be doing today is I gotta take these. I was thinking about doing quad tips, but in order for me to do quad tips, I'd have to cut out my bumper, my bumper, you know, where the holes go out for the tips. And I don't want to do none of that. But I can easily bring them together and go into a 3-inch pipe and then run the 3-inch pipe out. So that's what I'm going to do. What I have here is the passenger side. And I need to, what I need to do is, because when I built it, I didn't build it to where it went far enough over this way enough. So the hole is like right here somewhat. So I kind of have to bring this side more over to this side. This needs to be longer than this side. And so this will tie into here, but they're all going to basically be flush right here. And then I'll come in and yeah, luckily I'll get to use this end right here. This end will work great. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm not worried about this just sticking out the end right there. It's not gonna be painted or not gonna be taped. It will be painted. I'm gonna be painting them black. I got the driver's side in the closet right now. I sprayed it down and I threw it in the closet. I need to put the paint back inside. Yeah, I've been keeping all the parts that I'm painting inside because it's like 68, 70 degrees in there. And I come out just for today because it's like 45, which is a great day. I mean, it's really close to 50, so I just bring them out here long enough to spray them, and then I hang them in the closet. Makes my house smell a little bit like paint, but I need to get them done. I have to take this car somewhere on Saturday, and tomorrow will not be an option. It's going to be, I think they said like 8 inches of snow tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But enough of me just gibbering on. We're gonna go ahead and do this right here. I'll show you how I've already done one side, but this one's gonna be ever so slightly different. Okay, so I forgot to hit that record button, but so what I did was I cut each one of these at a bit of an angle so that it would lean over this way, and then I chopped off the ends right here so they'll meet up. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually raise this up and raise this one up, so there is a little bit of gap at the end here, you'll see right here, but when I raise those ends up, that gap's gonna virtually eliminate. Dang, I was hoping that was gonna stay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and weld, let's see, this on. All right, that should be good on the welding for a minute. Let's do some banging. See what I mean? Told you those gaps were gonna close up right there. See, that one overlapped a little bit, but what I'll do is I'll just come in here and tighten this freaking thing up a little bit more. Wow, like it is just like determined. Hold on. Break free now, motherfucker. Yeah, ain't breaking free now. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, I'm just trying to make it to whenever I mate up the other piece, which will be this piece, and I'll oval that out, and that will actually fill in everything here. This is actually turning out a lot better than the previous one, so I'm actually quite happy here. Everything's just filling in a lot better on this one. Okay, so as you can see, it kind of has a little bit more of a lean coming down, and it's heavy on this end, which is what I wanted. So next thing we got to do is, well, probably take it out of this vise. Let's start with that, and we'll cut this off, because then we get to fit the 3-inch pipe. There we go. All right. Yeah, me way. So wait, this is the passenger side. So, all right, so this is the passenger side, and it's gonna basically sit roughly like that right there. And so this is just gonna, we're gonna mushroom that out, and let's see how straight is that. It looks pretty straight. You know, literally just gonna squeeze it in this. That's literally all I'm gonna do. Start off low, or start off a little high. I'm probably gonna have to cut a little bit off of this, but I got a bandsaw, and I'm probably just gonna cut this flat because this is not, as you can see, it's not straight. But this one isn't fitting together like the other one did. But that's okay. On the other one, I had to hammer in these sides over here too. So it's not like that's not that bad. I'm going to squeeze this in just a little bit more because I have a little bit more I can go. And then, yeah. Then, after that, well, let's just worry about that first. Okay, so got it nice and welded up here. I'm trying to get too close to that. My hands are so cold that I sit there for a second before I realize that it's hot. So what I need to do now is sand it down, and because I'm going to go ahead and paint these things. And you're probably wondering, why would I go ahead and paint everything? Well, I live in the Rust Belt, and everything you see will rust if I don't. So, and I mean, I don't plan on driving the BMW very much out there, but when I do, I don't want things like this to end up rusting. So what I'm gonna do is sand it down with the red Scotch-Brite. Just gonna scuff it up, clean her up, get all the grease and everything off her, and then I'm probably gonna go ahead. Let's see, this is a passenger side. So like on the driver's side one, I drilled a small hole right down here, just so I could, for one, I could hang it up and paint it, but also so that I could, you know, I've always seen exhaust with it right there, so it won't function as anything other than just hanging it up to paint. So let me go ahead and sand her down, and then we'll go ahead and paint her black. I'm gonna sit her inside. She's actually pretty warm right now, so I'm not too concerned with her being cold. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean her up real quick while she's still nice and hot, and paint her, and then hang her up inside the house because it's too cold out here. So all right, so there they are. They're just hanging out. They gotta dry, but they look really good, except I can see that one has a lid right there. You can see it, that there's a light spot, but I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to cover up all the metal, which I did, and yeah, and the tips are black. That's what matters. So yeah, next thing is to do is let these dry, and then I'm gonna put these on the car. They are sitting in my closet next to my garage though, because this is the warm spot, because it is cold outside. And let's see, I think they are, that one's close, that one not so much. So later on I will put these on. I got to put them on today. Like they have to, even if I have to put them on with fingerprints on them, there's no way that I can put them on tomorrow, because like I said, we're getting like 4 to 8 inches of snow. So, and you saw the garage was full of the Honda and the Earl, so there's no way I can get BMW in there. So I'm probably gonna just have some fingerprints on there. That's just the way it's gonna be. So don't hate me for it, but hey, I have to do what I have to do, because like I said, I'm not getting out there in the 8 inches of snow. The tips are a little long. I'm gonna cut those down though here in a little bit. What I'm concerned with is the sound. I got a portable sawzall, I can cut those off. Oh, hold on. Oh. BMW hasn't been opened in a few days. We'll see how she sounds. They sound pretty good. I don't like the length of the tips, obviously, but I'm gonna cut those down as soon as I get off of work today. I just wanted to hear what it sounded like after all that work last night, trying to get it right. It sounds about the same. The real notice I'll know is whenever I get on it. Does it continue to you know, to be kind of raspy? I'm curious. I mean, I'm not trying to get rid of the rasp, because I already did that. But yeah, she sounds good. Sounds normal. That sounds like she did originally. But yeah, maybe she'll flow a little bit better.